Meteorologist Shane Smith here. It is Monday, February 2nd, 2026. Hope you're doing well. And happy Groundhog's Day. Did you like what the varmint had to say? 6 more weeks of winter? Boo. No, a lot of people are probably done with the winter. I am getting there quickly. We've had our fair share of it here in Kentucky over the last several weeks. Break is in order, and there is one coming. So let me know where you're watching from on either Facebook or YouTube. Um, my stream is being a little laggy tonight, so if y'all let me know what you're seeing. Let me know what questions you have, and I'm going to try to answer them the best that I can. So right now we are nice and dry. High pressure is remaining in control of our weather, and I am, for one, glad for that. Austin Kendrick joining us tonight in Pikeville, asking, "Do you think it's going to be more snow for Pikeville?" Austin, my friend, I actually think it's going to be more rain in Pikeville. Hyper Kimberly joining us over on YouTube. And asking what to expect in Corbin. Pipes are still frozen. Oh no, Kim, I hate to hear that. It is, this cold has been exceptionally prolonged. We are going to warm up some soon. Hang in there. Give everybody another minute or two to jump in. I know this one's late and probably not going to have a ton of viewers, but I wanted to answer y'all's questions the best I can, and trying to fix some things behind the scenes here. Next week, Kim, we may actually hit 60. We'll wait and see. We'll talk about that. Pam Banks says stupid groundhog. I agree. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on out there right now, and we'll get into the forecast. High pressure is in control, keeping us nice and dry after the big Carolina snowstorm. It just blows my mind. Myrtle Beach got a half foot of snow. Just unreal. Off to our north, a cold front is diving south, but we are going to be on the warm side of this high pressure, so it's going to be diving into some relatively milder air. Now, this reinforcing cold shot is going to knock the temperatures back down. It is going to cool us off, but there's going to be enough warm air in place that at least for part of the state, it's going to be rain instead of snow this go around, at least for most of it. Yeah, and sorry if y'all are having trouble with the stream. It like fired up and then it like crashed out. I had to relaunch it, so I hope everything relaunched okay. Right now, we are dry. The Kentucky Camera Network showing most spots around the state. Still have some snow on the ground, although it is starting to melt out a bit in south central Kentucky. I think they probably got the least amount of snow on the ground. And there is a good chance that a lot of spots tomorrow are going to wash what's left of that snow off with rain. But up in northern and central Kentucky, not so fast. We've got a winter weather advisory from pretty much Lexington north. That does include Maysville, Louisville, Frankfort, Dry Ridge, Carrollton, all around the Covington and Cincinnati greater metro area, Paris, Georgetown. So, northern Kentucky and central Kentucky, this is going to be one that's not a shut it down kind of snow, but it's going to make things slick. You're going to probably get a couple inches out of it. It's going to kind of slow the whole process down, add a little more insult to injury. You know, this is the area that saw the biggest snow from that first system 2 weekends ago now. And that's where I have my greatest totals for the snowfall forecast. I have not tweaked it much at all since yesterday. I'm letting it ride. And some people probably say that's lazy forecasting. I say, my buddy Brandon Robinson said, do it once, do it right. That's what I try to do. I don't like going tweaking on the forecast too much unless the data really indicates it. I try to get ahead of the data, and I feel pretty good ish that Eastern Kentucky swab may be an issue. But this is not going to be a big deal snow. Up in Northern Kentucky, in the purple, we're talking 2 to 4 inches. Lexington and Louisville, Moorhead, right along I-64, I'm going to say up to 2 inches. With the caveat, it's all going to depend on where the rain and freezing rain and sleet line sets up tomorrow. We're going to take a look at that here in a second. Brandon was great, Kim. I miss him every day. And then down to the south and to the east, up to a coating to an inch. And will be some spots that may not even get a coating out of this one. And far western Kentucky, this is not going to be a big deal for y'all at all. You may see a few flakes in the morning, but not a big deal. My good buddy Mike Davis, fresh groundhog in the oven with taters, onions, and carrots. Wonder if that's a little bit more grainy than squirrel is. I've never tried groundhog. I say a lot of people are wanting to eat that little prognosticating rodent after his forecast. I tell you what, I don't think he's right. All right, we'll get more into that here in a minute. So, here is the HRRR forecast model. Let me rewind that back for y'all. I was loading up some stuff for later. I apologize. Not as organized as I like to normally be. Eli kind of fought going down tonight, so we started a little later, and I was trying to get everything put together last minute. I love my little boy. He is not looking forward to me going back to school tomorrow. So here's how it goes down tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we wake up and we should be dry. We're going to be teens, central and northern Kentucky, 20s, southeastern Kentucky, 30s, southwestern Kentucky. Then we go into late morning. The snow should start in northern Kentucky first. So Covington, Dry Ridge, Florence, Maysville, y'all are going to see it first, probably about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Then we'll step forward from there. Let's go on to lunchtime, noon. At this point, the temperature spread may be almost 20 degrees across the state. We're going to be into the mid to maybe even upper 40s in southern Kentucky and just below freezing in northern Kentucky. And you'll notice that moisture starts to come up into the southwest. So down around Murray, land between the lakes, over towards Hopkinsville, Bowling Green. Look for showers to break out early afternoon, and it will likely be rain tomorrow. In fact, here's something kind of crazy. The HRRR model at 2 o'clock tomorrow showing heavy snow in Covington, 52 degrees in Williamsburg with thunderstorms popping near Nashville. Then we go into tomorrow afternoon. Here we are, 5 o'clock, evening commute home. There is likely going to be some prolific heavy snow just north of I-64. It's either going to be snowing or sleeting real good. You got me? You understand what I'm saying? It's going to be heavy. South of that line, we're going to be warm enough. This is going to be plain Jane rain. And a lot of folks are asking the question or been wondering, how is this all going to interact with what we got going on right now with a lot of snow and the ice still on the ground? With it getting that warm, we should be able to start melting off and not have to worry about at least an initial refreeze on contact. It may get slick for a few minutes, but I think it'll warm up enough that we shouldn't have to deal with any flash freezing rain on onset, or at least not much of it. Maybe a half hour to hour. Once again, this is going to be hitting the I-75 corridor around 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon or evening. So if you live anywhere along 75, try to get home as quick as you can, just in case things get wonky. This is one of those situations that's hard to forecast because we don't see it often. It's not often you got 10 days straight of below freezing weather, then all of a sudden we warm up to 50 and start spitting rain. So I honestly am a little curious to see how all that plays out with any kind of slick roadways. Now, the cold air is going to start funneling in behind the system again. So here we are at 7 o'clock. We've got heavy rain, maybe even some just downright thunderstorms in southern Kentucky. Yeah, with 40-degree temperatures. You got heavy snow in northern Kentucky and probably a band of sleet or freezing rain somewhere just south of I-64. Then by tomorrow night, we'll probably turn that over to some light snow for a couple hours in southeastern Kentucky into early Wednesday morning, and I think we'll see some persistent northwest wind snow showers Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon south of the Mountain Parkway, pretty much Highway 27 east, so east of Somerset. Yeah. Hun, I think for you guys traveling around lunchtime tomorrow, I know Amanda's taking Eli to banjo practice. Tomorrow at noon should be fine. Here's the future radar. Northern Kentucky may have to deal with some snow. Southwestern Kentucky may have to deal with rain. Here in the Cumberland Valley, we dry up until about 4 or 5 o'clock, I think. And then we get the snow Wednesday morning. And we're back into the teens area wide by Wednesday evening. If you're curious what some of the modeling is showing as far as snow potential, here's the HRRR model. Showing about an inch or two up near Covington, Lexington, 3 inches Moorhead, half inch to an inch London over to Pikeville. That's one model's take. Here's the regional Canadian. It's been kind of on a roll lately. It's not as aggressive with how far south the snow comes, but it is showing a pretty good little upslope event Tuesday night and Wednesday morning in eastern Kentucky. The NAM model's take on everything. 4 inches, Maysville. So notice it's got that band a little further north than the HRRR model. But honestly, I would lean more towards the HRRR than the NAM in this scenario. NAM's got a bad habit of overdoing warm air advection. Throw the Canadian and the GFS up real quick just to round out the bunch. 1 to 2 inches along I-64, a little bit more northern Kentucky, half inch to an inch, maybe an inch and a half in some spots of eastern Kentucky. And then finally the GFS model, which has been overdone on about every storm we've had recently. So there you go. Oh, whoops. And so that's how I got to my forecast. Really, the Sierra, I think here in London, ice is not going to be involved. This is going to be rain to snow. It will probably get slick again tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. Especially once the sun sets tomorrow and we turn that rain back over to snow. Watch for a lot of black ice to develop Wednesday morning in southern Kentucky, especially in those spots that have not seen sunshine and those roads have been cold, cold, cold. That is the one thing that does have me concerned with at least some freezing rain tomorrow during the initial onset of this precipitation. Some of those cold, cold, cold spots Could get ice, ice, ice real quick. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Central Kentucky, once again, I think the battle zone is going to be somewhere around I 64. South of it, you're going to end up rain. North of it, just north of where that dividing line is, it is going to snow, and it is going to snow something fierce. And then about 20, 30 miles north of that, that's where your heaviest band is going to set up. So not a ton, but definitely enough to cause problems. And definitely not hitting at a great time for central and eastern Kentucky. It's going to be right during the evening commute home. 5 to 6 o'clock is when it's really going to start hammering down. Yeah, it is still slicker than snot on a doorknob in a lot of spots, Kim. It's not just y'all. Okay, let me swap over. So, raise your hand if you are ready for a break from the cold. Me, 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 me. Well, I got good news for you. Here's the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. And it has us under a 40% chance of above normal temperatures in that 8 to 14 day window. So one more week of some cold, and then it looks like we're going to moderate at least a bit. And for all you social meteorologists out there, not meteorologists, those social weather clickbait hunters that posted that run of the GFS a couple of days ago showing a big old snowstorm in the deep south, not even there now. We gonna be warmer, it looks like, heading into Valentine's Day. How warm? We may flirt with 70 just on the other side of Valentine's Day weekend. That's the forecast from the latest run of the GFS model. So we back cold Wednesday, Thursday. Back into the 40s on Friday. May have another little system to deal with this weekend. We'll take a look at that here in a second. But then once we get past next Wednesday, we taking off. We climbing, baby. Cue up the old, y'all remember The Price is Right, like the climber game? Had the yodeling climber. Yeah, we're going to be climbing like that feller. So let's talk about kind of what things are looking like once we get past this system tomorrow. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to switch my source real quick. All right, here we go. Got the European forecast model pulled up for y'all. This is Wednesday morning, about 10 o'clock. So this is after the bulk of the snow has fallen. But we'll have some lingering snow showers throughout the day, Wednesday, in far southeastern Kentucky. A lot of the same spots that got snow this weekend. We go into Thursday morning. We're waking up in the teens. It's going to be cold. It's going to be slick. Probably still going to be a lot of delays that morning. We may try to drop a little system in here Thursday in northern Kentucky. We'll see. Friday, a little bit better chance, but that's probably going to be a rain-snow mix depending on when it hits. And then that transitions to more of an all-snow event on the backside Friday night into Saturday morning. Not looking too heavy. This is looking kind of like a clipper system. And then maybe another little skiff of snow on Sunday. But then once we get past these couple little quick hitter clippers for the weekend and get into next week, Once again, that's when the temperatures load up and take off. 50s next Wednesday and Thursday. Valentine's Day, highs in the 50s, lows probably in the 40s. And then, if the GFS is to be believed, here come the 60s. Monday and Tuesday, the 16th and the 17th. Yodelei who indeed. Need to get like a little soundboard, get that clip queued up. That'd be fun. So there you have it, friends. That's kind of the overview of the forecast. Once again, this is not a big deal snow, but it will cause some travel problems tomorrow, especially tomorrow evening, especially up in northern and central Kentucky, although eastern Kentucky, I do worry about a bit of a flash freeze tomorrow night after once that rain tapers off and the temperature drops. Anthony Campbell needs a forecast around the 11th and 12th. Brother, that's still a little far out, but hang on and let me pull a little something up for you to look at. Give me just 1 second. Let me swap over sources. Back this thing up a little bit. Right now, the way too early Voodoo Land forecast. Make sure the radar is showing up on this. Nope, hang on 1 second. Way too early Voodoo Land forecast actually has rain on the 11th and the 12th. But at least it's rain and not snow or ice. That will obviously change quite a bit between now and then, so keep checking back in, Anthony. But that's the best I got for you right now, brother. My pleasure, Curtis. My pleasure, Kim. And thank you for sharing the channel. Appreciate all the support. We are close to a big milestone on YouTube. We are less than 100 from 1,000 subscribers. And if you guys know anything about how YouTube works, that's a big number on YouTube. So we're going to keep pushing. If y'all like what I'm doing, hit that like and subscribe button and hit that share button, y'all. We're making the climb up to 1,000 there. Just crossed 3,200 on Facebook. I am thrilled with that. Onward and upward. Would love to get to 5,000 by the spring. Well, thank you, Anthony. I do my best. I don't get it always right, but I try my best always. And when I see that it's changing, I'm going to let you know. And I'm going to try to keep on top of it. Oh, goodness. So once again, up in northern Kentucky, our friends are dealing with a winter weather advisory from Lexington up to Cincinnati, Louisville. That includes pretty much the entire 71 corridor from Louisville up to Cincinnati, right there along the Ohio River from Cincinnati down to Portsmouth, Ohio. That is going to be the best chance of seeing a decent little snow tomorrow evening, 2 to 4 inches. We can re-rack the old HRRR model, show you how that plays out one more time before we wrap things up tonight. You can re-rack that real quick. So if you're just now joining us, here's how things play out tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, 8, 9 o'clock, snow should start breaking out in northern Kentucky. Rain breaks out around lunchtime out in southwestern Kentucky. We'll then see a pretty intense band of precipitation develop just north of I-64 tomorrow afternoon around 4 or 5 o'clock. And it's going to flat snow just north of I-64. And we're going to get heavy rain and maybe even some thunderstorms in south central and southeastern Kentucky. Just north of that transition line, it is going to snow hard, friends. It will drop probably an inch or two an hour inside some of those cells up there. Now, it ain't going to snow long, but it's just going to be enough to cause some problems tomorrow during the evening commute. Here's the future radar at 11 o'clock. We should start changing it over to snow in London around that point. Same story, Berea, Paintsville. And then by 6 o'clock in the morning, we're down in the 20s. Watch for it to ice up. Watch for some lot of black ice in eastern Kentucky and south central Kentucky Wednesday morning. Light snow showers persist in south central and southeastern Kentucky up until Wednesday afternoon. Should taper off by about 5, 6 o'clock. Hey, Dwayne, thanks for joining us here over on Facebook. And once again, I'll show the HRRR snow forecast because I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Showing an inch or two up around Lexington, a little bit more up around Covington, 3 inches Moorhead, ½ inch London over to Hazard, up to an inch in Pikeville. And that lines up pretty well with old boy's snow forecast that I put out yesterday. Good to see you, Dwayne. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Jason, over on YouTube. Hope you guys are doing well. Sorry for the lack of the announcement, y'all. I didn't know what time I was going to be able to break 3 tonight to do this. Oh, I'm hearing Eli. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to be wrapping this up. Go take care of him. But thank y'all for tuning in. I will probably not be live tomorrow evening. I got a few things going on. I may try to post an update tomorrow afternoon, kind of set the stage for tomorrow night. But I feel pretty confident in the forecast right now. I don't see too many swings happening. There's the snow forecast over there. So a coating to an inch for Knott County, Madison. Yep, that's and the coating may be generous. We'll have to wait and see. A lot of it's going to depend on how much that rain eats up, and yeah, we're going to have a slushy mess for places where the snow is still about 3 or 4 inches deep. We got to see how much that's going to melt off and then drop fresh snow on top of it. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. last call for questions as we get ready to wrap this up. It is just after 10 o'clock. Dwayne, real quick, I'll show you the future radar again just to map it out for you. Give me just 1 second to reload it. Okay, so here is the future radar. This is 5 o'clock. So about 5 o'clock, Dwayne, you're probably going to have some rain. Temperatures in the mid 40s, upper 40s. Maybe even a thunderstorm or two. You'll notice it's going to be a little heavy with those reds showing up. Nothing severe, but... And then about right after midnight, we should transition over to a brief period of some heavy snow. And then we'll go to more scattered snow showers for Wednesday. Eli's trying to talk Amanda into doing weather, so I don't have to. Lord. Jason could see some icy roads in Columbia just because of all the rain. And then we're dropping the temperatures down into the 20s on Wednesday. Ruby Khan asking how much rain. Hold on 1 second, Ruby, and I can try to pull that up for you real quick. Don't actually have total rain made yet in this program. Total precipitation. Here we go. Oh, let me edit that. That's horrendous. Oh, whoops. Color table. Point. Single. White. By the way, if you're wondering what program I've been using to show you guys the weather lately, this is Aguacero Weather. New startup company has kind of developed this software. I'm one of the early adopters. Really, really happy with it, and they're like super. They're super responsive to requests, so I've been pretty impressed with them. And it's really powerful software, and I think it really helps tell the weather story. So if you're a weather enthusiast, Aguacero Weather, something cool to check out. But yeah, as far as total rain, about a quarter to a half inch tomorrow, Ruby. So I think we'll avoid any flood threats, if that's what you're concerned with. All right, folks. Well, if there are no more questions, we're going to wrap up. I know it's getting late. It's 10 o'clock. Here to recap. Snow will kick in tomorrow in northern Kentucky first, probably around lunchtime. 2 to 4 inches by Wednesday morning. That dark blue just north of I-64, I'm going to say up to 2 inches. You may have a pocket or two go slightly heavier than that. And then up to a coating to an inch in the light blue, with a caveat: if we melt off all the existing snow and then have water, that may eat some of that. So you may not have snow on the ground Thursday morning, but I think there should be at least some light snow Wednesday morning to kind of make up for that. So a skiff of snow up to an inch is what I'm going to say in southern Kentucky. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. I will have some updates tomorrow Probably not going to have a live tomorrow night. I got a few things going on, but we will wait and see how it all plays out. And look forward to the warmer weather because those 60s, they're coming. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm meteorologist Shane Smith.